suppose it all started when I was young, in boarding school. I didn't get love off my parents. Because I was seeking the wrong love, I ended up getting abused, sexually abused as a child. And in boarding school, one of my jobs was to clean brass fittings. And the stuff they used to give me to clean it with, I noticed I liked the smell. So I used to smell it, and then I used to get high off of it. And then when I got high off of it, it made me forget about the abuse I was going through. And then since that day, I got into wanting to be off my head. So all through my childhood, always seeking love, off my head all the time on substances. I eventually got married at a really young age into a toxic marriage. We both got into addiction in our early 20s, heroin and cocaine. To pay for our drugs, I got into supplying, I got into a major high gang culture. So I was in and out of the criminal justice system for decades, in addiction for decades. We had 2 sons, and when they got to a certain age, they got into the crime and addiction. On my last prison sentence in 2016, my 2 boys were on the same wing as me. I could see them robbing someone on the wing. That's when I decided I need to change my life. I need to do it not just for me, but for them, to cut the chain and for us to start anew. So after prison, I went into rehab, got myself clean, moved way away from my area because I just didn't want to associate with anyone there. Moved to Chester, got into some lodgings. I was there about a year with a little old lady. She got ill, couldn't lodge there anymore, and I found myself on the streets. As soon as I found myself on the streets of Chester, I knew I was in trouble. I knew that I would probably end up back in addiction. So I sought out help. Someone told me about Green Pastures and Riverdee Church, who were running this project at the time. They offered me a flat. They gave me lots of support. Straight away I knew I'd been saved from addiction. That was my main goal. I wasn't the best of tenants when I first come here, which I'll admit to. But after I'd been here a while, one of the support workers then, called Gareth, he took me to Riverdee Church. I could feel God talking to me. And that's when I realised all my life I'd been searching for love, and all this time it had been there. God's love had been there, and now I'd found it. And since that day, my life has just completely changed, completely. I'd been here, I'd say about a year, and then I started doing some voluntary work here. And with the help of another organisation called St Giles Trust, they put me through my NVQ3 and some City and Guilds qualifications. Green Pastures offered me full-time employment, and so I've been working here now as a support worker 3 years. And since being here as well, I met a woman called Claire, and we've partnered up. We've got 2 children, and we have an amazing life. And in fact, GP bought us a house for us to live in. How amazing is that?